We're going to head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about David Bell and the wide receiver situation.
A few quick things. David Bell, we don't need Jarvis back. This kid will replace him and do better than him. Number two is, what did San Francisco trade for Trey Lance? 3 first-round picks, about the same we give up for Deshaun Watson, which is a proven commodity. This kid ain't even ready to play yet. And then why is everyone dogging the Browns over to the Deshaun Watson trade? And number 3 is, can we sign a couple, like, one-year deals with, like, Akeem Hicks or Sheldon Richardson? And number 4, you and Quincy, I got love for that brother, too, should get a roundtable discussion going when the Brown season starts at a local pub. I bet you guys would pack it. All right, Dave. I'll talk to you. Bye.
All right, appreciate the voicemails. And along the lines of David Bell, Doug Kazarian from ESPN, 2022 NFL draft questions. This is his favorite pick. You look at it, and his measurables weren't great. Football field, he shines. Once he starts producing just like he did in college, everyone will wonder how this guy fell into the third round and why 15 wideouts were drafted ahead of him. And, Scott, there's a lot to unpack. That was a great call. I like it a lot. But specifically to Bell, this is the time of year where people get crazy with the measurables, and sometimes we forget you got to go out on a football field and do good things, and David Bell's done that.
Yeah, that's why this time of year is so difficult, Dave, because, yes, production matters. Right? And you see that. And if you don't have production in college, it's awful hard to say, yeah, you're going to have production in the NFL. But measurables matter too, right? I mean, speed matters, height matters, all those things matter, which is why a guy like Colt McCoy doesn't have the same career he did in the NFL. Or Ken Dorsey, I remember him coming out of Miami and, oh my gosh, he was 52-1 or whatever the record was. Well, he couldn't play at the NFL level, couldn't start at the NFL level. So you do need certain traits physically to succeed in the NFL. We can argue whether speed at receiver is one of those traits. I mean, that's a pretty important trait, but it's not the end-all be-all. And I think Jarvis Landry is a great example. I mean, he ran like a 4.7 coming out of LSU, drops to the second round, and then is the most productive receiver in NFL history to start a career. Like the most catches for like the first 2, 3, 4 years in the league. So it's not everything, but teams do look at it, and that's why he was available at number 99, because the guy was an All-American. He was a receiver of the year in a stacked Big Ten, but he's still around at 99 because he doesn't run well. So he's going to have to prove that he can get open at this level. And if he can, then he's going to have success because we know he can catch the ball, and he's got good size to play that position.
Yeah, and it's important to note, everybody in the NFL is bigger, faster, and stronger than he played against in the college. You know, you're playing against the best of the best, so I get it. But we're not running an obstacle course. We're playing football. So that's the other thing. Those are the balancing acts. I love the idea of a veteran defensive tackle like Akeem Hicks as well, because there are some intriguing young guys that Andrew Berry is bringing in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like they're one guy short at D tackle. And if it could be a big name guy like Hicks, I mean, Hicks is the obvious guy that's out there. You know, Larry Ogunjobi, depending on how his Achilles is after, I think it blew out in the playoffs last year, he would intrigue me because I know what kind of a guy he is and what kind of a worker he is. But if you just add one more, then you're not forcing Perry and Winfrey to have a huge impact immediately as a rookie, right? Taven Bryan from Jacksonville was not good in Jacksonville. He was a first-round pick, but they gave up on him after 4 years. Jordan Elliott was a third-round pick of the Browns 2 years ago and really hasn't made an impact. So instead of kind of relying on all these unproven guys to come in and be stalwarts for you, it makes sense to me to try to go find that one veteran that can like knock everybody down a notch and be kind of the main guy at that position.
Yeah, give the young guys time to develop. And I think that's the other thing about guys on one-year contracts that makes a lot of sense. And Andrew Berry has had success doing that, so let's see if he can fill those in.